So let us start today with respect to the one more OOPS concepts of Java, that is abstraction in Java. Okay. So abstraction in Java, in the previous sessions, like we have seen with respect to the method overloading, constructor overloading, method overriding, those are all the concepts of OOPS concepts of Java, and hence here abstraction is also an major concepts with respect to OOPS concepts of Java. Okay, so let us start. So abstraction in Java. Okay, so the abstraction in Java is one of the fundamental object-oriented programming concept. It refers to the process of hiding the complex implementation details and showing only the essential features of an object. Okay, so this is known as an abstraction in Java. Now, what is an abstraction? An abstraction allows us to focus on what an object does rather than how does it works. Okay. For example, consider we have our TV remote, right? So we know how to use it, right? We press some buttons, we try to change the channel, we try to give the volume, we try to power off. So these are all the functionalities of a remote. But how it is internally implemented, do we know? We don't know. So the same way here also in the abstraction, we are trying to achieve the abstractions with the help of some concepts in Java, but the major reason why we go with respect to the abstraction is when we want to hide the internal implementation and we want just to focus with how does it works, or how to use its functionality. In that case, we go with respect to the abstraction. Now, how we can achieve abstraction in Java? We can achieve the abstraction in Java with the help of abstract classes and interfaces we can try to achieve. Okay. So now let us start with respect to the abstract classes in Java. Okay. So first thing here guys, so an abstract class in Java is a class that cannot be instantiated on its own and is meant to be inherited by other classes. Okay, see, abstract classes is similar to that of the normal class. Then you might ask, what is the difference? The difference is here we will be writing one particular reserved keyword while declaring a class, and that reserved keyword is called as abstract. Okay, let me switch to Eclipse and let me try to show you guys. Okay, so here you could see we have a particular class that is parent. Is this an abstract class? No, this is not an abstract class. How I am telling that this is not an abstract? Because here I have not defined any reserved keyword abstract. Do you see? No, we don't see. So now let me try to convert this particular normal class into an abstract class. So how I can do? I can just try to write a particular keyword that is reserved keyword in Java, that is abstract. Right? Now this is an abstract class. Why? Because we have this reserved keyword abstract. Only then it is said to be an abstract class. The other classes that we have, like for example, if I go to this demo string, is this an abstract class? No, this is not an abstract class. Why it is not an abstract class? Because we have not defined any specific reserved keyword as abstract at this while declaring this particular class. Right? So this is non-abstract class. This is abstract class. Okay. Now we created an abstract class. Okay. So is it done that we have created an abstract class? No. Abstract class in Java is a class that cannot be instantiated. Instantiated is nothing but for which we cannot create an object. Okay. And we have basically consists of abstract methods. Do we have any abstract methods in this class? Do we have any method? No, we don't have anything. So what I will do, I'll try to create one method. The method that I'll be trying to create is public void add. One method I created. Is this an abstract method? No. This is a normal method. How I am telling it is a normal method? because I don't have any reserved keyword as abstract while declaring or creating a particular method. Do you see anything abstract? No. This is non-abstract method. Now let me try to create an abstract method. So how to create? Give an access modifier, declare the reserved keyword abstract, have the return type, a name to a particular abstract class. Let me try to give it a subtract. Does it contain body? No, it will not contain any body. So this method contains a body? Yes, this method contains a body, that is nothing as method definition, addition of two variables, right? So this has some particular method body. This is a method body. Does this has a method body? No. Abstract methods are the methods which will be having a reserved keyword as abstract while declaration, and it will be only a declaration of a method without any body. Those kind of methods are called as abstract, and whatever the class that contains this kind of abstract methods should be declared as abstract, because this is an abstract class. Okay, so this is known as an abstract class. An abstract class can contain the normal methods or the discrete methods, and also it can contain the abstract methods. Now what are abstract methods? Abstract methods are nothing but those methods where it does not contain any method definition or method body, it contains only declaration. Those kind of methods are referred to as abstract methods. Now let us see the key characteristics, that is declared within the abstract keyword, right? Have we declared our class with abstract keyword? Yes. Have we declared, here it is, have we declared a method with abstract keyword? Yes. Then can have abstract methods, that is no body, and concrete methods with body, that is abstract class. Do we have non-abstract method or a method with body or a concrete method? Yes, we have. Do we have an abstract method? Yes, we have. So this is called as an abstract class. Okay. Now it cannot be instantiated directly. Now when do we go with abstract keyword? For example, when do we go with abstract keyword is when we don't know what is the implementation that need to be added in a particular method at that particular stage. Okay, I'll try to repeat. When we are not aware what method definition to be added in that method at that particular time or at that particular instance. In that case, we go with respect to the abstract methods. Okay, and this particular abstract methods is used when we are not aware of the functionality. But I mean, we are not aware of how the functionality should be implemented, but we are aware how. But we are aware what is the functionality. Okay, when we are not aware how the functionality works, but we are aware that there is some functionality. For example, if we consider this particular method subtract, consider that we don't know how to do subtraction, but we know that parent class should have subtraction method as well. In that case, we go with abstract methods. Okay, now whenever we have defined an abstract method in an abstract class, the class that is implementing, right, the class that is extending, not implementing, extending this particular class should define the definition for the abstract methods. For example, if suppose this particular abstract class has one abstract method and this definition should be provided by the extending class. For example, here I have one class string, demo string is the class. Now I will try to extend our class. Extends parent1. So I'm trying to extend parent class, not parent1, parent class. Now is this parent class is an abstract class? Okay, this is referring to some other class, guys. So let me try to make refer to this particular test1 dot package. Okay, let me try to change extends parent, which is coming from the other package. Okay, test1 package. Okay, see, this is coming from test1 package. So that class I'm trying to inherit, right? So now as this class is being inherited, as the parent class is being inherited by the demo string, so whatever the unimplemented methods that are present inside this parent class, those unimplemented methods should be implemented in this demo string class. For example, what is the unimplemented method here, or what is the abstract method here? The subtract is the abstract method. Now the class that is extending this particular class should provide the implementation for the unimplemented methods. So this kind is achieved with the help of abstract class. Okay. Now do we know how this particular class has been implemented? We don't know. We are just extending and we are providing our own functionality and we are using. So that is like we are trying to hide how it is internally implemented and we are using only the functionality of that particular class. That is known as an abstraction. Now let us try to see whether we can instantiate a particular abstract class. Okay, for that let me try to create a main method. I've created a main method. Now how to create an object? The object is this particular class. I'm trying to create an object for an abstract class, which is not possible in Java. Okay, new parent, like this. I'm not able to create an object for the abstract class because it is giving me a compile time error saying cannot instantiate the type parent, because as this is an not complete class, the parent is not complete class because of this abstract method, hence we cannot instantiate the abstract classes. Okay, and one more thing, we can have a constructor in the case of abstract class. We can have a constructor like this. Okay, but we cannot have but we cannot create an object. Okay, but we cannot create an object for that particular abstract class, but we can have a constructor. Now for example, consider if this particular class is also not defining the unimplemented methods, then in that case this class should also be declared as an abstract class. For example, like this, if suppose I am extending this particular class parent but I don't want to provide the implementation, then in that case I have to declare that particular class also as an abstract. Both the classes are abstract now because demo string does not want to provide the implementation for the unimplemented methods. So because of that, even this class should declare it as abstract. If he don't want to provide, then he can directly remove this extends like this. Now we can try to have the functionality, but whatever the functionality that parent class has, we cannot have that. So due to which, if you don't want to provide an implementation for the abstract methods, if you are extending an abstract class, then we have to declare that particular class also as abstract. And whichever the next class which will be inheriting the demo string class should provide the implementation for the parent class unimplemented methods. For example, like this, I'll try to create one new class here. Okay, new class. Okay, let me try to create it as calculator and let me try to include it as public static void main. And now suppose I'm trying to extend demo string. Okay, as this particular demo string class is extending, okay, is extending parent class, which is an abstract class, right? But as it is not providing the implementation for the unimplemented methods, hence this should be declared as abstract. Okay, now as I'm trying to implement as I'm trying to extend the demo string, and which is the unimplemented method of parent, this is subtract. So now this particular class should provide the implementation for that particular method subtract. If even he don't want to declare, again it will be abstract, again the next class will be extending demo string, that has to provide. Okay, but it is a kind of chaining that we would be having, but we usually refer to have the definition in the one level of demo string only. Okay, so these are abstract classes. Why do we go with abstract class? When we want to hide the implementation but only want to provide the functionality to the user to be used, in that case we go with abstraction. Now abstraction can be implemented with the help of abstract class and interfaces. Now the abstract class can contain both discrete method and as well as abstract methods. Now whichever the class that is extending the abstract class should provide the implementation for the unimplemented methods. If that class is not providing the implementation for the abstract method, then that particular class should also be declared as abstract, and the next class that will be extending that particular class should provide the implementation. We can have a constructor with the help of abstract class, but we cannot instantiate or create an object to the abstract class. Okay, so these are the major key features with respect to the abstract classes. So this is the major OOPS concepts of Java with abstraction, which can be achieved with the help of abstract classes. Okay.